Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been granted the use of a word processor for your exams, you've actually got a massive tool at your disposal. It is literally designed to level the playing field so your true capabilities can absolutely shine. So today, we're unpacking the Student Guide to Exam Word Processing to help you master this accommodation. Let's get right into it. Now, you might be wondering, why exactly are you sitting there in a huge, pin-drop quiet exam hall, staring at a keyboard, while everyone else around you is furiously gripping a pen? Well, it is not just some random perk. It's a highly specific solution to a specific set of challenges that might otherwise stand in the way of you showing what you really know.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our playbook for today. Section 1. Meet your exam tool. 2. How it works. 3. What you can do. 4. What it cannot do. And 5. Use it or lose it.
All right. Section 1. Meet your exam tool and its core purpose.
Let's get super clear on what this device actually is when you're in an exam. A word processor is simply a computer that lets you type your answers instead of writing them out by hand. That's the basic technical function, right? But the real purpose? It is purely a tool to help show what you know. It completely removes the physical friction of getting your thoughts onto paper. But make no mistake, it is absolutely not there to do the thinking for you. Your brain, your creative genius, that is still the only engine in the room.
So why do you have this thing in the first place? Well, maybe you find your own handwriting incredibly difficult to read, or you write slowly and always struggle to finish timed tests. Or perhaps you physically get tired, or even experience real pain when writing for long stretches. Or maybe you just need to edit and check your work more easily because you can type your complex thoughts way better than you can handwrite them. If any of this rings true, this tool is here to validate your experience. It solves those exact physical pain points so you can focus 100% on your ideas.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. How it works, your execution plan. When you finally sit down at that desk on exam day, you need a precise game plan. Here are your 6 essential steps, chronologically. Step 1. Read the question carefully. Do it yourself or use another access arrangement if you need to. Step 2. Type your answer. Put your ideas into your own words without all that physical strain of handwriting. Step 3. Check and edit. This is where typing is an absolute lifesaver. You can just seamlessly tweak things and improve your flow. Step 4. Save your work regularly. I cannot stress this enough. Save, 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 so you don't lose a single brilliant answer. Step 5. Use helpful features, but only if they are permitted for your specific exam. And Step 6, the ultimate goal, focus on your ideas. So, the crucial point to remember here is this. The computer is just formatting software. You do the thinking. You create the answers. Never forget that the machine is entirely dependent on the knowledge and the preparation that you bring to the keyboard.
Moving right along to Section 3, what you can do, looking at explicit permissions.
Knowing exactly what you're actually allowed to do gives you total confidence when that clock is ticking down. Obviously, you can type and edit your work, but you can also move, delete, and add text to restructure entire essays on the fly. Where it's allowed, you can change the font size and style to make it visually easier for you to read. You can use the word count feature to make sure you're hitting those required links, and you can print your work at the end if your school requires physical copies. These are empowering things you're allowed to do to make your final answers as clear and impactful as possible. And this brilliantly illustrates a really crucial difference. There are standard permitted actions, like typing and moving text, which you can basically always do. But then there are conditionally permitted tools, things like spell check and grammar check. Those strictly depend on your specific exam rules. Do not assume that helpful little squiggly red line will be there to save you unless you have confirmed it is specifically allowed for that day's test. All right, Section 4, what it cannot do. We need to set some firm boundaries here. It is so important to clearly contrast the tool versus the source. Your word processor cannot tell you the answer. It can't explain a confusing question. It will not give you fresh ideas or new information, and it definitely won't automatically correct your answers for you. You absolutely cannot search the internet unless specifically allowed. And no, you cannot use it to communicate with anyone during the exam. The tool is completely isolated. Your work must always be completely, undeniably your own. Understanding this is absolutely crucial to protecting your exam integrity. So to navigate this efficiently, you need to strategize your time. Plan out designated chunks of time just to type, and then completely separate time just to check. Make saving your work a total reflex. And remember, even if spell check happens to be on, do not rely on the computer to think for you. It won't catch everything.
Always read through your complete answer before you call it finished. Keep your absolute focus on showing what you know.
Which brings us to our final, highly important section, Section 5, Use It or Lose It, and your normal way of working.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is that having a word processor isn't just some magical exam day perk that randomly appears at the end of the year. It has to become your normal way of working. It needs to be an everyday necessity in your academic life, exactly how you naturally operate as a student, day in and day out.
So, where exactly should you be practicing with it? Well, everywhere you can. Use it in your regular lessons where appropriate. Pull it out for your standard class assessments. Make absolutely sure you are using it during your mock exams. All of this consistent practice builds the vital skills, the formatting familiarity, and the typing speed that you will critically need for your final exams.
But there is another massive administrative reason this practice is so incredibly important: evidence. If you don't use your word processor regularly, your school might literally not have enough evidence to prove to the exam boards that you still need this arrangement. Do not look at this practice as extra homework. Frame this daily usage as the essential training required to generate the hard evidence that secures your most powerful tool. You literally must use it or you will lose it.
So before you walk through those doors and into the exam room, I want you to run through this rapid-fire checklist. Say to yourself, I know how to use my word processor. I know exactly how to save my work. I know which specific tools I'm allowed to use today. I know the computer won't give me the answers. And most importantly, I am ready to use it with total confidence. If you can honestly check all those boxes, you are 100% prepared. I want to conclude our explainer today with this final, powerful reminder straight from the guide. Your ideas, your words, your success. The word processor is an incredible asset, but ultimately, it's just a piece of hardware that steps back so your personal brilliance can take center stage. When you master this tool, the physical barriers literally disappear, and nothing stands between your hard-earned knowledge and your final grade. So the only question left to ask yourself is, are you ready to sit down, start typing, and show them exactly what you're capable of?